JT Smith of the Front Office News, live in Indiana with
Neil Meyer
and Justin Summers of the Front Office News.
Yeah, we saw an exciting game. The Bearcats beat Indiana 38-24 in a game that early it looked like very bleak for the Bearcats. They had a lot of shooting themselves in the foot. Even Fickle and a lot of the team said this, a lot of false starts, a lot of offside penalties, and Indiana was coming to try to take the throne from the Bearcats per se, because you got a top 10 team on your home field. You're 1-1, and you can make a statement in front of the nation on ESPN. And Indiana did that, man. Until I want to say, was it Micah McFadden. Once he got the targeting call, it gave the Bearcats new life. He was their middle linebacker. He was their heart and soul. And you could see the difference in the Indiana, defense as a whole after that happened. And the Bearcats didn't let their foot off the gas. But let's talk about the first half first. We'll go Neil and Justin. What did you guys see in the first half that maybe I didn't see?
I mean, offensive aspect, very slow start. Obviously, change of offensive lineman as Vinny McConnell did not play today. So Lorenz Metz stepped in on the offensive line. So it took a little bit of shuffling around, but in that first quarter and a half before the targeting call, this crowd was nuts. Like you could just feel the stadium rocking. So the Indiana fans, they did a great job bringing the crowd here. But shout out to the student section from UC too. The Ruckus really made an impact here. So outside of that, I think the offense got off to a slow start, but defense held up. A lot of great stands on the defensive side. And next thing you know, after that targeting call, flip switched and everything changed.
Yeah, Neil, I definitely agree with you. I think the first half, you could tell this was a rocking atmosphere for Indiana. They were excited. Game was circled for a reason for Cincinnati. Indiana is a tough team. Luke Fickle said that was a great football team they played today. And it showed. They have a lot of great playmakers, just unfortunately came up short for them. But UC was just having trouble getting started in the first half. It seems like they were making some costly mistakes, with the penalties. Penalties were racking up every drive. It seemed like there was a false start that took them, deep in, first down territory, 1st and 15, 1st and 20. Really killed the drive to start it off. I think the big momentum change, though, was that targeting penalty. Bearcats were able to capitalize on it and get 10 points before the half. So, a game that potentially could have gone to 28-0 was 14-10 at the half. And that just was huge momentum for this Bearcats team. I think that really helped them get started off in the second half.
For sure. It definitely was before the targeting penalty. Bearcats were down 14-0, about to punt the ball deep in their own territory, and Indiana had the crowd and they had the momentum. So that targeting, call was huge for the Bearcats because they came down and got 7. Then it might have been about 2 minutes left.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
After the turnover.
Then they got a first down. They had a first down though before the turnover. So they had a first down, moving the ball about they weren't at midfield, about the 40-yard line or so. And Majay had a great pressure that that Anquan Bush got the interception that turned into a field goal for the Bearcats that made it 14-10. Going into the second half, the defense was still on fire, but you could tell that for a second it looked like the Bearcats were letting them off the hook for a second because they weren't turning those stops into points. And it was they're about to kick a field goal. It might have been a 36-yard field goal. Cole makes it, but it was offside. So then it went to 4th and 1. Jerome Ford gets that first down. The rest is history. The Bearcats score, get the lead 17-14, and then the defense cracks one time, and pretty fast. I want to say, was it Mitchell? No, not Mitchell, but Matthews Jr. had a heck of a drive, ended up scoring. It's 21-17, and then boom, Trey Tucker goes to the house. And after that, Cole Smith missed a big extra point, and it loomed big for the Bearcats because the defense did very well, but they were down after they held them to a field goal. But just what did you guys see? I know I got the rambling on that. I almost broke down the whole second half by myself on that. But sorry. But what did you guys see? Especially when the Bearcats were down 1 point, and you're like, man, these guys are playing way better this half, but they're still down. Like, what did you guys see?
I think really outside of the second half, I mean, you knew they were going to have to come out and start clicking, and you knew it was going to be a battle for battle. You knew Indiana was going to take their shots deep, and they have a Blitnikoff semifinalist from a year ago with Ty Frafogel, who only had 1 catch for 13 yards.
Yes.
So that played a humongous factor into today's game, as DJ Matthews really went for, I think, 6 catches, 130 in the air, and then he had a 44-yard end around, so about 175 yards all-purpose. So, I mean, he was the number one guy, but, I mean, Indiana really just took their blows and came back and answered right back, but the Bearcats ultimately, on the other hand, just forced big plays on defense. I know Myjai Sanders was a force to be reckoned with off the edge. Deshaun Pace, a big young linebacker, led the team in tackles again. He had that big interception to seal the game and took it back 39 yards and set up a Desmond Ridder touchdown run to really put this game away. So, I mean, outside the second half, defense played big. Offense was taking their shots. Pierce had a great 50-50 ball in the corner, and in the post-game interviews, Ridder and the team said they've been working on that all week. So, you knew, he said if there's a shot that they could give it to Pierce for a 50-50 ball, he's going to take it every time. So, they played in our favor today.
Yeah, definitely, Neil. I definitely agree with you. I think the second half was a game of momentum. It started off, UC. Obviously, Indiana got the ball to start off the second half, so UC's defense, down by 4, a little bit of momentum at the end of the first half. They got to stop real quick and got UC the ball back, and the big play of the second half was the illegal formation on a field goal attempt. Obviously there was going to be a field goal, 14-13, he makes it, but the illegal formation ends up making a 4th and 1, and obviously Fickle, the whole team even said Fickle loves those situations, down deep in the red zone, 4th and 1, he definitely wants to go for those all the time, and it showed right there. He made a gutsy call. Ford, really great second half for him. I think, honestly, he didn't have the best game statistics-wise, but I think Jerome Ford really helped carry this team in the second half, getting those big couple of touchdowns. And like I said, it just went back and forth between then of, who had the momentum. Bearcats, caused a big turnover a couple times and, deep in the red zone. Looked like they were about to give up the lead. Darian Beavers knocked out a fumble. Humongous play for the Bearcats. It looked like it was going to be, Indiana was about to go up on the Bearcats late in the fourth quarter. That fumble changed the whole game because they're able to run out the clock a little bit. And then obviously the Deshaun Pace interception, pretty much sealed the deal. But, the Bearcats defense, Ridder even gave them credit. Defense kept them alive in this game today. And I think, when this whole team just connects, this is a team sport. And for the whole team to actually connect, offense, defense, special teams, everybody seemed to step up today. And that's the kind of effort that you need from this team to be able to beat big teams like Indiana and heading into Notre Dame.
For sure, man. I'm going to highlight that fumble. They were inside the 5-yard line.
I think it was the 1. They were at the 1.
At the 1.
Popped out.
Yeah, so he got like a 3-yard gain, I want to say. And, that fumble, helped. I don't even think the Bearcats scored on that drive, but it helped get them some cushion. And then they were able to make, a few more plays or whatnot. But long story short, that fumble was key because the Bearcats could have possibly went down 31-30 because of that missed extra point. So they would have been chasing that point. It wouldn't have been tied. They would have had to score something to have a chance. So that was huge. You have your senior making that play, and the defense just stepped up all day. And it's good to see the offense have their back, even though they started off shaky. So them winning 38-24, now they're 3-0. They have, a P5 win against a quality team. Don't look at Indiana's record at 1-2 and try to throw salt on them. Like if you really pay attention, this team lost to 2 top 25 teams, and they're still a good team. They got a few injuries or whatnot that they're working with, but I would not be shocked if this team wins 8 to 9 games this season if they don't, get in a low because they lost two games, so far. So now the Bearcats have a bye week. Just know that the front office news has, video of Luke Fickle, Darian Beavers, and Desmond Ridder. We'll post that today.
Along with Alec Pierce.
Oh, Alec Pierce, my bad, 50-50 Pierce. We got his post game as well, and then we'll have that up, today. And we'll have the post game, and we got some dope pictures from my man Brandon Wesson. So those will be up. Make sure you guys like, share those. And I'm JT Smith.
I'm Neil Meyer.
And I'm Justin Summers, and we're signing out.
All right.